You want affordable, customized new construction, but you also want it on your land. That's an issue that a lot of people are dealing with, and today I have got the solution. So I'm meeting with house-to-home builders. We're out in Inola today. This is a custom house behind me, everything that the buyer wanted, but it's on their land, and the price point is actually pretty great. So we're gonna meet up with Daniel here. You may remember him from a video from last year. They're still out here building, and they've really got a nice product and really a great option that just really isn't in the Tulsa market that is going to help a lot of people. So let's start this home tour and let's get on in and talk to Daniel. So we're here with Daniel Johnson. You may remember him, like I mentioned, from a previous video. You guys are still out rocking and rolling with new construction. So how's business? How's it been going?
It's very steady. It's very good. We have things going all around town, around Tulsa, outside of Tulsa, by the lake, all over. So we're
all over,
running all around.
I think I mentioned it earlier. We're in Inola right now. So really anywhere within the Greater Tulsa area. How far do you go out from Tulsa?
Yeah, right now we're at Tin Killer Lake. We're at Grand Lake. We're in Mounds. We're up in close to Coweta. So we've got a pretty big radius at the moment. I don't think it's ideal, but yeah, we're going everywhere right
You're
now.
making it work for now. Right. Well, so what I talked about earlier is I think you guys have a great product because people want that custom home and they like the affordability with some of our big box builders, but it's like they want that product on their own land. And I think you guys are doing that. So let's talk a little bit about that. So how does it work? Do I just buy some land and call you, or?
Absolutely. Yeah, so with my few years of experience with the bigger builders, when I jumped over, that was kind of my passion or my intention of helping these guys think a different way of how do we compete with what everybody's finding and what's available, because very little was available, and create something that's made more custom, maybe a little bit better in some areas, but still compete or even beat the prices that you see out there. And we're pretty focused and intentional about hitting that niche market.
Yeah, perfect. Now, let's talk a little bit about this house specifically. Now, obviously, it's completely custom. Everything was picked out by the buyers, and you guys, I think that's a great thing, because sometimes when you're with builders, it's like, these are your options and this is what you get. Where you were telling me the builder or the buyer on this one, she kind of picked out everything she wanted. So everything from cabinet colors to the hardware, I assume, was all what she picked.
Yeah, it's what she picked. So she's showing us pictures on Pinterest and saying, hey, I want this, and we'll do our best to find it. We have ways that we'll actually go shopping with the customer at different stores. We actually have partnered with design services who have a fee-based system that will take them shopping for all of the listed items.
Nice.
And so if you're finding this lighting and those handles and that sink, we don't care where it comes from. We'll just try to advise if we think we can do a better job. But other than that, we just want what the customer wants.
Yeah. Well, and you mentioned how, so you give them a price for the home, essentially. But if they want to modify things throughout the process, you tell them, well, you know, this costs this, so we have to modify this to make it stay within the budget. Yes,
and that can be tricky for sure. So our budget works in a sense of standards or what we have experienced in the past. So if we have an appliance budget, we'll put, say, $12,000 based on the size of the home and what we know is going to go in there. If they go shopping at Han or Metro or wherever, and they go find an oven or a refrigerator, those can get out of control lately.
Yeah.
That they just absolutely love because of some backstory, and they cook for 20 people 5 times a month.
Right.
Okay, well, that's going to go over that budget. They'll have to accommodate for that out of their own pocket, or we're going to have to tell them, hey, in one of your other line items, we need to peel it back some. You're going to have to give something up to get what you want. Right.
Well, and I think that is really just a staple of the custom process. I mean, if you want to keep it in a budget, this is what we can do. But because it's not like a set floor plan, you have the ability to make those modifications. So I'm curious, just in general, how big is this particular home?
This one's about 1,820 square feet is our best guess at the moment. All I know is that it's over 1,800, but that's about where it lands.
Okay, and then for this one, like it's about 300,000, you said, somewhere around there?
It's easily under, it's probably gonna be at about 290 when it's all said and done.
Okay. Well, and that's really good though, because we're out here in Inola. I mean, to get this price point in Tulsa, it wouldn't be on my land. And if I did have land, I mean, it would cost way more.
Right.
So I think there's a lot of people that are getting into that, hey, I want to live out in the country. Tulsa is very convenient in the sense that you could live in Coweta, for example, and still only be 30 minutes from Tulsa. But when I get out there, there's no builders that are building on people's land. Or even if the family wants to section off something, it's hard to get that custom product. So I think that's great that you guys are doing that.
Yeah, I think we really want people to know that whatever this house costs on this property is essentially the same that if we built it in Coweta, it's about the same. There's going to be some variables on the slope of the yard, and if we have to fill it up or septic situations, some people get benefits that others don't. But I mean, that's one example. Native Americans, for example, we can build a house and they get a free septic system that's worth about $7,500 to $10,000. We can help with that paperwork.
Awesome.
So we'll help find all of those benefits, whatever they may be, so that they can get the most affordable house bang for the buck.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's touch on that. So I'm assuming most people probably don't pay cash. So how does the financing portion work? Do you guys have specific lenders that you like, or do you just kind of help them?
We definitely like some and don't like others.
Same.
Yeah.
Same. No.
So we don't have anything that is required of which bank to use, like you may find with some of the preferred lenders from bigger builders. And that's more with familiarity. And we have found that we have to sign up with these banks and mortgage companies, and it is not fun and it is not easy to fill out all that paperwork, go through their underwriting, get all the insurance and things approved, and then get started. So we have some that we're familiar with that make it easier, that we recommend.
Yeah.
But if you come in with your personal bank or someone you've worked with before, absolutely we'll use it.
Yeah. Awesome. So Daniel, where do you actually service? I mean, we talked about location, but I mean, this home's about 300. What are we building here? What are limitations?
Yeah, so I brought you to this house because I think it's the most mainstream of what people are after. They just have something in their mind they want that's kind of average or normal in size, and they just want it on their land. That's what this is.
Right.
At the same time, we're building under 1,000 square feet homes, and we're building 7,000 square foot homes. We're building them all over, but the scope of work is barndominiums, traditional housing, shops, pretty much any dwelling place we can check to see if we're the best to build it or not.
Awesome. Well, I like that. You're kind of like a one-stop shop too. I mean, you even mentioned earlier you have somebody that built like 3 different houses on their property as, I guess you're like the contractor for them. I don't know how you explain that. But
we're currently planning that out. So that's more of like an investment group.
Yeah.
And so we can build houses at a certain price point that allow them to sell it for profit or gain for their business.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, I'm thinking like if you want to invest in the Greater Tulsa area and you need you guys to build like duplexes or things like that, they can also build those. So I think that's really great.
But essentially, the price point that we're building at compared to what we see in the market is either going to give a homeowner solid equity or it's going to give an investor solid profit.
I think the coolest part though is like with this house, and like even in the last video that we made like a year ago, the coolest thing I think is that you let people choose what they want, whether they want to go to Amazon or they can find it at a local place. You're letting them do that. So how does that process work as far as like, do they just have to get it to the build site the day it's supposed to be installed, or like what do you guys prefer? They buy that stuff beforehand, or?
Sure. Yeah, it depends on what it is, but some items need to be selected well in advance. So flooring, for example, you'll see some wood flooring in this house. We need that well in advance because not everyone stocks this amount of flooring in their stores. So there may be a back order, it may be out of stock. They may not have as much as you need for your full house. Mm-hmm. Other things like lighting and fixtures, that's all last minute things. You can find something somewhere all the time to get what you want. So pretty much the size of it, your appliances, almost every appliance store will hold things until the end of the year. So if you plan that right, we have a house that just got concrete poured today. We've already picked out their appliances.
Oh, nice.
They're holding them to the end of the year. We're going to store them in a shop. We're done.
Cool. Well, let's take a little tour of this house really quick. Now, mind you, this is all custom picked by the buyer. So if it's not your cup of tea, just remember it's a custom house. So you're going to make the home yours, but we'll kind of show you some of the styles that they can do as far as the craftsmanship and the quality. And then we'll meet back up here in just a second. Let me know what you think about it. I think there's some really cool design choices here. I personally really like the shower. I like the black and white with the tiles, but let me know in the comments what you think.
Oh, I have one more thing. So I know there's a tradition with Ryan that when he goes to events, there's a drawing. So we're gonna draw for, it's on my car.
Oh my God.
I got a gift card. There's one more thing. So we have this massive drawing for all in attendance today. I know Ryan likes to win those drawings. So
I'm a winner.
since you are the only person here with me, you win the award.
Oh snap, and it's quick trip. I can pay for my gas since I drove out to Inola today. Well, I think it's really great. You guys are doing a really cool job as far as meeting a need that I think there's really, I don't know of hardly any builders that fulfill this need. So if you are wanting to build a custom house, custom shed, shop, barndominium, and everything in between on your own land, you're definitely going to want to get in touch with Daniel at House to Home, and it's going to be a great experience, and it's going to be custom. So, yeah.
Absolutely.